Wolves have a big dilemma with Nélson Semedo and Pablo Sarabia. Now, both players are out of contract in the summer coming up. June 30th, contract runs out. And I think the big dilemma is, do we keep them or do we let them go? I'm going to start off with Nélson Semedo. So he is on, if reports are to be believed, and I don't know how accurate these are. I don't know if you can actually officially find out players' wages, but if you're led to believe some sites, I'll get this one up now. Semedo is on £80,000 a week at Wolves. Obviously, Wolves captain, joined Wolves in 2020 from Barcelona, and funnily enough, at the time, he was the replacement for the departing Matt Doherty, wasn't he, at right wing back? Obviously, Doherty's returned now, but it's a different player, and I think it's fair in saying that Semedo struggled in his first few seasons at Wolves, but as time's gone on, particularly the last 2 seasons, I think he's been one of our most consistent and best players, and I think he really deserved the captaincy when Lamina lost it earlier on this season. So for me, look, the thing is with Semedo, we've got Pedro Lima and we've got Rodrigo Gomez, who are there waiting to take up his right wing back spot if he is to depart. And I think a lot of the reasoning I'm going to go into is based on us surviving in the Premier League. If we go down, obviously Nélson Semedo and Sarabia will leave. But if we stay up, Semedo would be a great person to keep around. As I said, captain. But there is a lot of cover there. And look at him the other day. He played in the FA Cup, started in the FA Cup the other day, set up Cunha with a great assist. I think the only thing that's been lacking from him has been his goals and his assists over the years. But his defensive work and his all-round play in that right wing-back position it's almost hard to replace it. I think he's that important for Wolves, and he's one of the first team names on the sheet. And going back to December, Liam Keane from the Express and Star did run a story saying that Wolves do want to offer Semedo a new contract and keep him at Wolves, but he's probably waiting to see what happens, because I'm sure a lot of teams in Saudi would want Semedo. I'm sure other Premier League clubs would want Semedo, and obviously clubs abroad, but he's quite settled in Wolverhampton. So it'd be interesting to see what happens with that one. On Pablo Sarabia, he is on, if you're led to believe the websites, on £90,000 a week at Wolves. He joined in January 2023, the same window when we got Cunha, Dawson, Lamina. And he's been very hot and cold, hasn't he? It's got to be said. He's had a few moments. You think back to when he come on against Spurs, set up Lamina, scored that amazing volley a season or so ago. Gary O'Neill seemed to like him. Obviously, Lopetegui liked him. And I think Vitor Pereira really likes him. This one's a difficult one because he's on such big money. And before Matheus Cunha signed his new contract recently, he was our highest paid player, Sarabia. He's obviously had a great career, PSG, been at some top clubs. And when he's on it, he's technically one of the best players we've got at the club. It's just I've always questioned his work rate and his strength and, putting his body about. But against Aston Villa, he was incredible. He did all those things, so he can do it. And yeah, he can unlock defences on his day. Is he a player, though, that you could let go and then use those big wages to bring in another young player to be in his position? Obviously, you've got Guedes who can play where he does. Bellegarde's played there, but obviously he's switched to midfield now. So that'll be an interesting one as well. And letting him go does, and Semedo really, this qualifies for both of them. Letting both of them go, if they do go, does free up space in that un-homegrown category we've got. Obviously, you can have a maximum of 17 non-homegrown players. Those two going out, you can bring Yerson Mosquera back in, and then you can get another signing in, because I would assume they wouldn't bring Kalajic back in. So in conclusion on this, if it was me personally and it come to the summer and we'd survived in the Premier League, as I said, if we go down, they'll both leave anyway. But if we survive, I personally would keep Nélson Semedo, give him a new deal. Although we have got cover, I just would, because he's captain, he's brilliant, and he's one of the best. I think he's one of the best right wing backs in the league. That's just me. I'm probably being biased, but I think he is. There's a reason why Manchester United have been interested in years gone by. On Sarabia, though, although his form has turned for the better lately, and Vitor Pereira likes him, he is the one I would let go. I'd let him go on a free up that wage, wage bill and bring in maybe another couple of players, young homegrown player maybe, or someone under the age of 21, and then another player in his position. I don't know. What do you think of that? What was your thoughts on that? Would you offer both a new deal? Would you offer just Semedo like me? Comment your thoughts. I found it very interesting. It's got to be something they've got to sort out, and it's all these issues with the homegrown squad list, isn't it, as well, that they've got to think about too. But interesting one. As I said, it's a tough one because Sarabia's form has turned. But yeah, please like the video. Please subscribe to the channel if you are new. I really appreciate it. And I'll catch you for the Liverpool preview for the Premier League game the weekend. Cheers, everybody. Have a great week.